Welcome to episode 216 of the Watchin It podcast. On today's show, Donnell realizes TV won. Robert goes unfed by the bear. And on this episode of The Boys, sinister looks. I'm your host, Robert, and with me is Donnell. Donnell, TV's not winning. Do tell.
I mean, maybe I should say television broadcasters, or I should say the companies. Because here's the thing, Robert.
Now, if we're talking about like the general ethereal TV, like shows, yes, shows win over movies these days.
That's not what I mean at all. That's not what I mean. What I mean is this, Robert. So I have installed on my phone right now. I have Prime Video.
Okay.
I have Disney Plus. I have Peacock. I have Netflix. I have Hulu. I have HBO Max.
Okay.
I have Apple TV.
Okay.
Now, I will walk back and say I only pay for 2 of those.
Okay, but you get them with your other
yes, Peacock. I just recently actually got Peacock because when I was resetting up my modem with Comcast, they're like, hey, do you want to activate your free Peacock subscription? I was like, I don't know what I'll watch on it, but sure. And
you got to share that password with me because there's some stuff on Peacock I want to watch.
All right. And like I said, that's the thing. So yeah, Amazon Prime TV comes with my Amazon Prime. Like, anyways, I wouldn't go out of my way to pay for most of these. That's why, like, the only 2 actually 3.
No, is that Paramount? I'm wrong. Peacock. What's on Peacock?
Paramount's
the one with all the Star Trek.
I haven't watched a lot of old Law and Order, and when the Olympics come on, I could watch
Law and Order.
I could watch the Olympics. Actually, that's something I want to segue over to real quick. Is Law and Order and don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those people. John Oliver did a special on Law and Order on last week tonight once, and in it he was talking about how Law and Order is kind of cop propaganda. Yes. Because the cops always get the good guys.
Any cop show is cop propaganda, except
even
maybe The Wire.
Yeah.
But it's still cop propaganda.
Yeah. But it was like they always get the good
for
guys.
The bad cops.
Yeah. They always get the bad guys, and even the cop, like, in it, even they sometimes they rough up the suspect, but don't worry, they got him. And so I've been watching a lot of old Law and Order, and I think it's like one is like I've always, to me, TV and real life are separate. Just like video games, I can play Mortal Kombat and rip somebody's spine out through their throat, and that's not going to make me be any more violent. Like I said, watching cops always be the heroes in Law and Order never made me think, oh well, cops are all great. But now with that lens fully turned on, I've been watching old Law and Order, still enjoy it, but I'm like, yeah. It's just sometimes like one of the main cops who I loved as a kid, Elliot Stabler. Always, like, he's the one who's like going just to the edge all the time, and I'm like, yeah, you get written up. And also, actually, one of the biggest things that always gets me is how much in cop shows and cop movies, Eternal's affairs are made to look like bastards. When you think,
oh yeah,
wait, these are the guys who hold you in line.
Yeah.
So honestly, I'm like, hold up. In every single cop show, they're like, Eternal affairs, those bastards. I'm like, wait, why are they always like they you shouldn't. We worried about
not so much in that last season of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah,
because they kind of dealt with that. It was like post-pandemic, and they were like one of them quit was because like, no, we're the baddies.
Yeah,
like I'm gonna go be a private detective where I can actually help some people.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh yeah, where's the episode of Law and Order where 370 police officers stand outside a school while children and teachers get murdered?
Yes. Anyways, back to my initial point, though.
Topical
is So yeah, I have like I said, I have Peacock through Comcast, I have Amazon through Amazon, I have freaking Apple TV and Netflix actually through T-Mobile. I get both of those for free through T-Mobile. I'm like, hey, and stuff. So I only pay for HBO and then Disney/Hulu. They're packaged together. And that's if at any moment any of those other channels like, hey, you got to start paying for us now. Maybe Apple TV, just because there's some good
Apple
shit.
TV is pretty,
but the rest of them are gone. Like as soon as they like, hey, you got to pay. Like I pay
for Max and Netflix.
Yeah,
and I'm really on the edge about Netflix.
Like I said, the only reason I have Netflix is because it's free. Like,
I just had it forever.
Didn't have it.
It was the first one.
Well, I used to get it for free with sharing with my friend. Netflix squashed that, and then T-Mobile said we'll give it for free. I'm like, sure, why not? But anyways, so I'm just looking at it and like to watch. Like, okay, Netflix. We got 3 Body Problem. Fantastic show. I want to watch that.
For now.
I know. Yeah. But anyways, I want to watch that. So guess what? If you want to do it, above the board legal, you got to have some Netflix. Even if it's only while it's on, you got to have Netflix for some 3 Bodies Problems. It's like Apple TV, Silo, freaking What's the? No, I can't remember what it's
Everything.
called. Yeah, just everything. Yeah,
See everything.
yeah. But yeah, so you got to have some Apple TV. You want to watch freaking all the Star Trek and all the Star Wars and Marvel stuff. Got to have some Disney Plus. You want to watch freaking last week tonight was John Oliver or the next season of crap. Now I can't remember what it's. Well, I'll say House of Dragons. But that's what I was reaching for. I was reaching for something else.
House
but
of
you got to
Dragons
have
is
Max. Yeah, and stuff. And
last
so my
week
thing
with
is
John
like,
Oliver, you can get that on YouTube.
yeah.
Yeah.
But so anyways, it's just like you have to have all these subscription services, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we complain so much
yes. Okay,
about.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, and I was just like, and now we've worked ourselves into this box where we originally thought it was better. Like this is 25. Because this is like paying for like you used to pay while it sucked. You used to pay for a cable package. And you got all the channels. Sure, there were the exclusive channels like Mac or HBO and stuff. But as a whole, you got all the channels and you watch it. I'm not saying I want to go back to cable. I'm just realizing we downgraded when we went to streaming. Because now it's like you have to pay for every channel individually.
I'm going to disagree with you there for a couple of reasons.
Okay.
But I understand completely what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The subscription, the bundle model is back. It's just a matter of time before somebody bundles all those services into one
Disney's
thing,
already
right?
doing it with Hulu, Disney, and ESPN.
First is you can rotate.
You can rotate.
You do one, watch all the shows, then go to the next one, watch all the shows, cancel, blah, 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 blah. I'm also going to go with cost, too, because to get all of them, it's going to be about, what, $100? That's on the top end.
Here's the thing.
And you're going to get a lot of really good content.
You're gonna get better content.
But right now,
I'll give
a cable package,
value. I won't give you cost.
Okay,
I'll give you value.
A cable package right now gets you all the channels, like $200 a month.
Yeah. I just think you can get,
and you're gonna get
a lot of garbage.
Like one channel, like maybe 5 channels that you want.
Yeah.
And a bunch of hot garbage.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to watch it with commercials. On their schedule.
True.
But you're talking about 50% the cost. You get everything on your schedule without commercials, with the exception of Paramount and maybe like Hulu or something.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna say, that's where I'm gonna refute that. Is I don't think it's. I think if you're all in, like let's just like I said, I'm
not all in.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. If you want it to be the same, basically of what you get in a cable package plus or versus what you get on streaming. If you're all in on streaming, I think it's comparable. You're paying the same amount, and you do. I'm not trying to defend cable. I'm just saying we thought we won when we switched to streaming, and I'm thinking ended up losing.
We won for a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, look. I don't know, man, because if we were still in the old cable model, we would have Game of Thrones, and House of the Dragon, right? Because HBO would still be doing its thing.
HBO would still be doing its thing,
but we're not getting Silo, and all sorts of other crazy, awesome stuff. We're not getting
Severance. That was what I was looking for. But anyways,
we're not getting The Boys,
right
on cable TV.
No,
we're not getting Peacemaker. There's so many things we would not have gotten if we hadn't gone to the current model.
It's true. I just feel like everything.
I think you have a valid point.
Yeah, because I just think it's like I said, those are the ones I have. They're still, like you said, as you said, brought up Paramount.
There's
I think
probably
TNT
services we don't
has
even
its
know
own
about
and all stuff, and so it's just I was just like when I was going through my phone, I was like, I have all these apps, and I like I said, I watched The Boys to do for the podcast. Went to Amazon Prime for that, and I was like, oh, want to watch a little, want to go back and watch some Peacemaker. I gotta boot up Max for that, and I was like, yep, going to hopping in my different apps to watch my different good shows.
What we need is a additional app or service or something that
aggregates everything into one.
You go into the show, you look up the show, and it's just gonna jack you into the app.
Yeah,
because I don't need to I hate going to Google and be like, where can I find this?
Yes.
Because it's like, I don't know which one of the 12 services this is on.
Yeah. But anyways, I know that's not a big revelation. I think people would talk about streaming.
No, this is nothing. We're not breaking any ground.
I was just dealing with it this week going, oh my gosh, this
maybe
is
breaking ground was my defense of it. But not many people defending the situation.
Robert, I'm assuming you got some more anime for us.
I do have some more anime for us. And then some live action.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been talking about a lot of older stuff. Just kind of finished up. I'm going to go with a couple of things that just recently ended.
Okay.
Season 1s of 2 new animes. First one I'm going to talk about is chilling in another world with my level 2 cheat powers.
Okay.
Just ended 2 weeks ago, or maybe last week.
All right.
Name excluded, it is amazing in wholesome ways.
Okay.
So this is about a guy from, not from Earth, but from another fantasy world.
Okay.
He's like a merchant, and he gets summoned to another fantasy world to be the hero. A couple of people get summoned to be the heroes, and they put them through a test. They like make them touch a crystal ball, very common, see what their power levels look like. They've got like the screen that tells them their stats and stuff like that. All ones across the board. There's another guy that's summoned. He's got like super high stats, and they're like, "Oh, that's the guy.
Yeah.
That's the hero."
Yeah.
Give this other guy got all ones. Here's a sack of gold. Get the fuck out. They put him on a wagon and send him as far away as possible. They let him out near this forest of death. They're just like, this is a problem. We can't send this guy back home.
Yeah.
This is a problem we don't want to think about. Let's just get him out. Get him out of the way, right?
Here's some money. Get the hell out.
Yeah, drop him off. Wagon takes off. Slime attacks him.
Mm-hmm.
It's a slime.
Yeah.
He kills the slime.
Yeah.
Level up to level 2.
Right.
Voice comes on. Is like, infinite skills activated. He opens up his screen. All his skills, infinity sign. And then it comes on, now downloading magical data. Every spell that's ever existed for humans, he can use. Ones that no one's even heard of.
Yeah.
He gets attacked by a genie, learns all the genie spells. A genie.
Yeah.
Time travel.
Yeah.
Anything that a genie could do. A real genie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, overpowered to hell. No interest in fighting this guy.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, I'm going to go start a farm. Whatnot. He ends up getting into a fight with this demon girl. Beats her, obviously.
Yeah. She
marries him. And they just start a nice little life on a farm.
And he's the all-powerful guy.
They're all powerful. The real the quote real hero, jerk.
Yeah.
He's got lots of power, not like infinity power.
Yeah.
But just like runs away from battle all the time, fails all the time. They end up just like, no, get the hell out. You're a failure.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, they cotton to the idea that, oh, the other guy, he's the overpowered guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, I'm good. You guys dropped me off at the forest of death.
I'm doing this.
I got a farm here. I got a hot girlfriend. I'm good. Even the Demon King shows up and he's like, why don't you join me? He's like unfazed. It is just awesome and wholesome. He gets into fights every now and then.
Yeah.
But he's just like, I've got my wife and I'm gonna hang out on the farm and whatnot. It's a nice kind of wholesome but super awesome in a way story.
Nice.
I cannot wait for a season 2. I cannot imagine they wouldn't make another one.
Nice.
Next up, I was reincarnated as the 7th prince so I can take my time perfecting my magical ability. It's a lot of words.
These names, man.
It's a lot of words.
These names. All the time.
It's a lot of words. They don't really spend a lot of time on maybe 2 minutes, at maybe 5, on what this person was beforehand. This is not an isekai.
Okay.
Because he gets reincarnated within the same world.
Mm.
So Tensi means reincarnation. Isekai means another world, right? So Wizard of Oz is isekai.
Right.
He is born. He's a commoner. He wants to learn magic. Apparently, only nobles get magic. Because it's kind of like a bloodline thing or something. Whatever. This is kind of a common trope.
Yeah.
Watch Ascendance of a Bookworm. That's kind of a big thing. Anyway, he's like, oh, I'm going to use magic, and then the nobles just murder him. He's able to throw like a fireball, but it's like really tiny and like doesn't go very fast and whatever. He learns how to use magic in his previous life, but it's just not very good. Anyway, reincarnates. He's the 7th prince of the king. Yeah. So like 7th son, nobody. Yeah. Right. Like not even like in line for the throne in ideal worlds. Gets all the magical ability, has all his memories from his previous life. First 10 seconds of being born blows up half the castle from throwing a fireball. It is fantastic.
Nice.
A must watch.
Okay.
It's most of the time. I think he's like 10 through most of the whole first season. Absolute maniac. Kid's like, oh, somebody's like using a death fire spell at me. Let me put my hand into it. I want to see what it feels like. There's like a scene where he's about to get hit by like a death ray from like a god monster, and there's a debate in his head of like, oh, do I want to dodge this, or do I want to get hit by it just to see what it feels like? Amazing animation.
Nice.
Really good animation. Really fun character of like he's trying to hide that he has all this power while also like just going around just raffle stomping everybody and everything. I don't want to give anything away about it because there's kind of like some mysteries about it and whatnot. But it's just pure fun and well animated anime.
Yeah, yeah.
The main character, super femboy.
Okay.
Like people get really kind of. There's a big debate about it. Like he's super femboy, like super femboy in weird ways, which I'm fine with. Whatever. It's just he's weirdly animated.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. But yeah, when he like fights demons and stuff, like the way that they do the animation on it is just fantastic. I can't say enough about it. It's just a fun anime.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Seventh Prince.
Yeah.
Lastly, I watched The Bear season 3.
All of it?
All of it.
Oh, I've only watched.
It's 8 episodes.
Yeah,
First episode's an hour long. The rest of them are 30 minutes.
Yeah, I've only watched the first episode.
We can talk in let me know when you finish.
Okay.
And we'll talk in detail about it. This season,
yeah,
in my personal opinion,
yeah,
absolute trash. First episode, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Had me like, I almost couldn't breathe how intense the first episode was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Season overall?
Really?
No.
How does it go from that first episode to...
You're going to watch it. Look, acting amazing.
Yeah.
Production amazing. Story, I got a lot of problems with. There's like, there's like a whole supposed to be like a suspense about one thing that's going to happen. They tell the audience really early on the answer to that suspense and then still expect us for like 4 episodes to feel suspense about it. I'm like, we know the answer.
Yeah.
You got to either tell us when the characters find out or not make it a suspenseful thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's like a character from the second season that was really awesome that they bring back. And you're like, they make a suspenseful thing about it. And then when they get to like actually discussing the suspenseful thing, you're like, no, you were an endearing, awesome, interesting character in the first season. Now you're just a fucking villain.
Yeah.
And then you expect us to still think you're endearing and interesting.
Yeah.
And it pisses me the fuck off. I'm so mad about it. I'm so mad about it. I didn't even realize how mad it was, so I started saying it out loud. I'm so mad. It is just...
But it's such a good show.
They spend way too much time dealing with the shit that happened at the end of the previous season. I really didn't like it.
Yeah.
I really didn't like it.
Wow.
They took... And the way I'll say it best is they took 20 or 30 steps back and 1 inch forward.
Damn.
This season.
Damn.
They did not progress the story barely at all. Somehow. And it was too short. It should have been 8 1-hour episodes.
Yeah.
Instead of 8 1-hour episode and 7 half-hour episodes.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Ended way too soon. It was anyway, watch it, Donnell. Maybe you'll have a different perspective on it, and I'll love arguing with you about it. But I want to give people more time to have seen it without going into spoilers. But I'm super excited to really just bash the hell out of this in excruciating detail.
Yes.
Because I love the first and second season so much.
It's one of the highest rated, or the highest rated show on Hulu and Disney Plus, and like it is just so good.
It isn't one of those moments because I see people online, and I don't know how, but it's just puff pieces or something where they're like, "Oh, it's really good. The new season of The Bear's out, blah blah blah," and I'm just kind of like, No, it's the kids that are wrong.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, this is not good. This is not okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Now. That's not, I mean.
Let's talk about some dead people.
I was looking forward to that now.
Maybe you won't notice the things that I know, but if you remember like what all the stuff I just spewed out, maybe you'll notice them as you go through. But yeah, I'm disgusted. Anyway, news, Donnell.
Bill Cobbs died. Everybody.
Bill Cobbs died, and Martin Muell.
Bill Cobbs, Martin Muell. Honestly, two guys who I could say this thing about is they. I don't think I've ever seen them as a leading man in anything, but they are a well-established secondary or side character. Like they played just Bill Cobbs, Demolition Man.
Yeah.
Yep. He was in Fatal Instinct. Air Bud from my childhood days. He was the coach in Air Bud. Loved him as the coach in Air Bud. He was great. He was
I've
fantastic.
never seen Air Bud.
I mean, you're not missing anything. It's not on my list of childhood movies like Sandlot, where it's like, what? You haven't seen Sandlot? We're gonna sit down and watch it right now. Like no. But I mean,
he's got 5 posthumous things coming out.
Really, 5?
Including the great Oz the Great and Powerful 2.
Yeah.
Which somehow they're making that.
I don't know how, but everything's being
drawn. Wait. So this is it's listed as in development. I'm like, I don't think he's gonna be in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm not sure how. Yeah. But yeah, so Bill Cobbs.
He's a face. Great. He's an amazing voice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, really good voice. Speaking voice. So just in case anybody was thinking we're talking about singing, to make sure that's clear. But yeah, just he was great. He was great. Then Martin Muell. Robert just told me about this one.
Yeah, that one just happened like a minute ago.
Robert told me about both. When he told me about Bill Cobbs, I knew who we were talking about. Martin Muell. Name.
That's not a recognizable
Didn't recognize him, but as soon as I saw his face, I'm like, oh yeah, okay. And just another guy who's, like I said, I don't think ever been a leading man in anything, but he has been very good.
Prominent
in a lot of
side
stuff.
character.
Exactly.
In Roseanne, in Teenage Witch.
Yep.
He was in Clue. I would consider him a co-star in Clue. He was Mr. Mustard. Colonel Mustard. Sorry.
Colonel Mustard. Yep.
Losses to be sure, but Bill Cobb.
Yeah.
Ripe 90.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he lived.
He lived, yeah.
And oddly enough, Martin Muell, 80.
80. Did not know that.
Dude, like that's the thing though. Is like Bill Cobb looked like he was 90 when Demolition came out 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Martin Cobb did not look 80 when he died.
I would put him in like late 60s, honestly.
Yeah.
Another thing with Martin Muell, because we were talking about him being a leading man. So interestingly enough, he actually did have a leading man on a TV show in 1997 or 1977. Sorry, where he played Barth Gerbil, which was he played that in 3 different shows. Actually, there was Mary Hartman, which was a satirical soap opera. And apparently, he wasn't one of the main characters in that. He was in 49 episodes of that, but he wasn't one of the main characters. But so then he went on to do Fernwood Tonight for 44 episodes, and that he was a lead role in. And also, there was a spinoff. So, like I said, there was Mary Hartman. They spun that show off for Fernwood Tonight, and then they did another spinoff of the spinoff called America Tonight. And he played the same role for another 65 episodes. So
that's crazy.
I thought that was interesting.
That's like some Frasier stuff.
Yeah. I was just like, it's very interesting. And then the last thing is he almost, and I'm just like, man, that's got to be it sucks to lose, but he almost won in 2016, almost won a Emmy, primetime Emmy for outstanding guest actor.
Nice.
Because he was in Veep for 4 episodes. And apparently he did really well.
Veep was so good. I don't remember when he showed up in Veep. But I kind of remember his face, but I don't remember which season he showed up.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of Veep, and he was only in 4 episodes. So
yeah.
But he was so good in those 4 episodes, he almost got an Emmy.
Those last 2 seasons of Veep were so phenomenal. Man.
Anyways, both great side characters, co-stars. Like they were very good, and they may not been leading men, but they did everything very well.
Leading men in my childhood.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, no, I'll give you that. All right, got some quick news for you, Robert. Got 2 supernatural news for you. So one is, this is kind of...
By the way, where are you at on Supernatural?
I haven't watched any more since. I've only watched the first episode. I will get back to it.
Okay.
I will get back to it,
Okay.
but I haven't watched any more since. I'm sorry. So, and this is kind of spoiler for the boys, this article, because it lets us know that Soldier Boy is coming back in some capacity at either this season or next season. Because the creator of The Boys, who also worked on Supernatural, as we've already covered and stuff. That's why there's so many Supernatural people in The Boys. But anyways, is said that he's trying to think up a role and has been in talks with Jared. I don't know how to say his last name, but the guy who played the other half of the Supernatural duo. He's been in talk with him about a possible reunion with him showing up on The Boys and him, having something needed. Maybe not a full-on role. But yeah, so basically, he's like, a reunion with him and now I can't remember the guy's name. Dean. I know his freaking show name.
Sam and Dean. Yeah.
I know, but what's his real name?
Boys.
What's his real name?
Who cares?
Okay, but anyways, so a possible reunion for that. But so like basically, I guess it could be that Soldier Boy will show up in flashbacks. And so maybe something will happen there. But the way the director says is like they'd both be in the show at the same time, which would be like, well, that means Soldier Boy can't be dead.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Well, he's not dead. He's on ice. They put him on ice in the previous season, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought he blew up. Like Maeve jumped out the window and they blew up together.
No.
Okay.
Wait, did they?
Yeah.
But I don't know if that would kill him.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe just knock him
out. It was always up
and
in
then they
the
put
air.
him on ice. But because I was making that joke in a last episode or the episode before where they were talking about Soldier Boys being held in a CIA facility, and it's like, oh, that was true because they showed him putting him on ice in the final episode of the previous season. Yeah.
So then, second bit of Supernatural news is the creator of Supernatural, once again, same guy, says he has interest, and he's talked to both. Oh yeah, Jensen Ackles, that's his name. Both Jensen Ackles and Jared about some sort of like not like a start over or just like a straight continuation, but like a 10 years later sort of Supernatural, like not extend. And he's like in a limited capacity, like we're not thinking like a bunch more seasons.
You can't.
I'm just reading what he said. He said that he's thought about.
For those that have seen the end of Supernatural, that doesn't work.
I have not seen it yet, so I just thought it was interesting.
There's lots of spin-offs they could do.
Yeah.
But bringing the Winchester boys back.
Do they die at the end of it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, then I have no idea what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about.
Okay.
They're literally both in heaven at the very end of the show.
That makes no sense then. I don't know what that is, but...
Which doesn't mean anything. That is not a spoiler, okay? Because they go to heaven and hell all the time in the show. Like...
All right, and then this is our last bit of news, and this is making me feel like, for two reasons, it's just not going to work. And that is, the MCU's Fantastic Four will be a period piece.
Oh.
Saying that it'll be introducing something like the 1960s. And I'm like...
What the...
It's not going to work.
It was already bad possibility. Now they're just like...
Yeah.
Hey, just so... That is not... The announcement is not this is a period piece. Hey, just so y'all know, there's going to be another shit one.
Exactly.
Hey, we got Jared Leto to be Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
Just in case you wanted another nail for the coffin.
Just so you know, it's going to be crap. But yeah, Kevin Feige has said it's going to be a period piece, 1960s. And one is, like I said, like for the exactly like. The other part is it's just going to make a whole lot more conundrums, just like Captain Marvel movie did, of just like, how come no one knows about this? Where did they go? Why weren't they here for all the big events and stuff? So I'm just like, no, you're just setting this
they wanted
up.
to fight Thanos.
Yeah, exactly. They're just setting this up to be so just, I mean, like I said, I've never had any faith. I will say I was holding up a little bit of faith because I was like, well, they did some good stuff with other properties I didn't think were possible. But it's Fantastic Four. I just think it can't be done. I think, I hope this is the last Fantastic Four movie people try to make. I hope this is the final nail in the coffin where you go, you just can't do it.
It only works if they're working for a modern, not shield, but sword.
Yeah.
Up in space, and they get hit by a cosmic radiation thing caused by a ripple from the hole in reality that the Marvels opened.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. Exactly. And then it's still a Fantastic Four. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work, folks. Okay.
And it should be
just
able to
doesn't
work.
It should, but it doesn't.
Because they just do it wrong. They do it wrong.
Yeah. Anyways, that's all the news I got. We're gonna take ourselves a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna get into The Boys. All right, we're back. We're back with The Boys, season 4, episode 5. Those 3 episode starts, man. You just instantly are through so much of the season. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we were halfway through last week, and it was only our 2nd episode. But anyways, episode 5.
Yeah, I thought this was episode 3, but yeah, because we did 3 front loaded.
Mm-hmm.
Last time on Gen V.
Yeah.
You kind of had to see Gen V to know what the hell's happening in this episode.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of made it clear that, they're tied in. I mean, that's making me really interested. I mean, this is before we get into the episode, but it's making me really interested in what season 2 of Gen V is going to be like. Because, I mean, we have 2.
It's got to be the escape, right?
Yeah, it has to be the escape. I mean, we have 2 of the lead characters. I mean, they're villains now, but showing up. They're in the freaking Vault 7 tower. They're hanging out with Homelander.
Yeah, because they showed up at the V52 Expo.
Yeah. And so, I'm just wondering what that's going to look like. Also, I'm wondering what that says about Gen V, if there will be a Gen V after The Boys.
That's a good question. Mm-hmm. Is that going to keep going? Yeah.
But anyways, let's.
I didn't understand. So the 2 Gen V people that show up are Kate Dunlop, who has like mind control powers.
Yeah, if she touches you.
Well, she didn't like look at you or something. And
no.
does she have to touch?
She has to touch you with her hand. That's why she always wears gloves.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And then Sam Rorden.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw that Sam in the previous episode, they had a snippet where they showed that Sam was going to be there.
Yeah,
I didn't remember from Gen V that she mind controlled him. Because I was just like, really? Like, we're going to let Muppet Psychopath on the stage? Because for those, everyone should go see Gen V if you like The Boys.
Yes, you should.
But for those that don't know, Sam Royden is a soup that's been locked in a cage.
Yeah.
Because he is a schizophrenic psychopath who, at the drop of a hat, he sees everyone is Muppets.
Yeah.
And at the drop of the hat, will just start ripping like 100 people limb from limb.
Yep.
Just bloody massacre mess.
Yep.
And they've got him up on stage in a crowded area. Like, I don't know.
I mean, he seems like, I mean, from watching Gen V, he definitely seems to be able to control it to some degree. Not like control, but like he only like when he starts getting upset or things is when he really starts to, like, he doesn't just snap. It's always like things that being pressured
something
on
triggers
him.
him.
So I think as long as you can keep him calm, and like I said, Kate's there and with her mind control power, that definitely probably helps too. As you keep him calm, keep him okay. So interestingly enough, talking about Sam, there was a theory before the show came out, this season came out, and there's still some people holding on to this theory, saying that it's going to happen like when when he needs to fight. But I think he is a soup of some sort. But is that they were really saying that they thought the new Black Noir was going to be Sam.
Interesting.
And obviously that isn't the case now,
Yeah.
But I was watching this dude he was like recanting after because he was someone who had said that, the new Black Noir is going to be Sam. And so now he's like, it's obviously he's not, but he's like, his theory is that, this new guy's just an actor. And so he's going to, if they ever need Black Noir to fight or something, it's going to be Sam. And I'm like, I don't think the new guy, I mean, I think he is an actor, but I think he's a soup actor.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we saw him beat the crap out of those dudes. I mean, so I was like, he definitely has some superpower. So I think whoever is the new Noir is a superhero. He's just not.
Man, I watched a comic book explained about like the Boys story. I didn't realize how far they have diverged.
Yeah.
From
We have. I mean,
off the rails.
Season 1, just the fact that Butcher's wife was alive and the baby lived and became a son. Like, we were like, oh, as soon as that was on, I was like, oh, we have left the park, folks, and like they have gone. Well, this is definitely it's like was it Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? Yeah, they started in the same general area, but we have we have very much left the realm of the same story.
Man, there's a couple of storylines going on
here.
So
I was thinking there's 3 of them. We got Huey's. With his family, then we have basically what's going on at Vault. What is it, V28 or whatever? V25?
V52.
V52, and then we have the boy storyline.
Okay.
So
Which one do you want to start?
I figure let's just tackle Huey real quick.
Let's get
it out of the way. It's the least
Totally called this last episode.
You did. I was watching it. And I'm like, oh, Robert got it.
Yeah.
Robert got it. I think I mean, don't get me wrong. I know Huey's very much. I know this is jump to them, but I know Huey's very much affected by it. But I do think it's definitely showing this. I think the point of this story was to show the growth in Huey.
Yeah.
Because I think he handled this extremely well, like in this scenario.
Hey, he kills soups. That's what he does.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so anyways, yeah, Huey's dad, Simon Pegg, or Hugh, woke up. I thought he might not have a lot. I thought his whole thing is he's getting paid to lie in that bed. But he actually had to do some acting and talking this episode.
I mean, like I said last episode, I was like, oh, there's gonna be something wrong with his brain, and he's still gonna have superpowers and stuff. And pretty quickly they demonstrate that he's got memory problems,
got some memory issues, can't connect the dots, and
he's had a stroke, or brain aneurysm or something.
He had a stroke. And then the doctors, and that's when because Huey eventually says this to his mom when they're talking a little bit later, is like he was essentially brain dead, like because they were debating pulling the plug or not and stuff. So Huey a little bit later is like he's like the V can mess up a completely healthy person. Who knows what it would do to somebody who was brain dead? And I was like, that's a very good point.
I thought it was interesting the way that they handled this story, because the whole time that they're just like talking and kind of having a good time and whatnot, I'm just waiting for the mother's head, the ex-wife's head, to explode from a laser beam. And like they did it so subtly where like he just kind of wandered off, and then they found him, and he just had like
he had murdered a doctor,
the heart in his hand and whatnot.
He has
they just kind of eased us into it where I was like, oh man, I'm used to the shock and awe in the boys.
I mean, there was a little bit of shock and awe once things got rolling.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Freaking that poor dude. I'm just thinking about like he in the hospital. I don't know what he was in the hospital for, but probably had some surgery. And then you out here, you're like
he's trying to hit making inroads with the nurse. He was there, man. He was there.
She was laughing. She was feeling it, and then also just some man just walks into your body. I liked very much, like, this is just a small detail, but how he, like, because last thing is like Hugh's powers are like, I mean, obviously he has super strength like everybody. He seems to have like some phase through power. And so he phases into this guy's body, and then he solidifies. And I like how quickly the guy was just dead. Like there wouldn't be no death, because like, if you solidified and you're taking up a big portion of the vital organs like the heart, the lungs, and all that stuff, and suddenly those are all just gone, like, no, there wouldn't be no death throw. You would just be dead. And like I just like, nope, God's just dead.
I like when it's like the mom's like, what should I do? I'm like, well, you're just dead, lady. Like, I mean, there's nothing.
Dude, when he
also there's like the scene where they catch up to him, and they're like, why don't you just come back to the room? I'm like, no, get him as far away from here as possible. He goes back to the room, it's all over.
I don't know how because they even showed when Huey's like, so like I said, ultimately the dad, they confront the dad, and he kind of remembers him, but then he remembers that his wife left him, and all his past feelings of abandonment and the fact that the wife left him and his son come boiling up with none of the growth he's probably had since those feelings develop. And so like he's very much like he's out to kill his ex-wife. But eventually Huey, they talk him down, and Huey has to make the tough call to kill his dad. And I gotta say, I don't understand how they, like, this place is being flooded by, like, everyone's in a panic. And the sirens are going off, cops are running around, and somehow they like get him to a room alone. But you even see, like, while they're having this scene where he was like administering the drugs, you see like people in the background running back and forth. I'm like, how has nobody found the man half torso covered in blood? And it's like, how did no one find him? But
there would be a very active security team looking at camera footage.
Huey puts his dad down. Like I said, you called it. You were like, there's gonna be something wrong, and he was gonna have to kill his dad. I kind of agreed.
I mean, it was kind of obvious.
I kind of agreed with you.
I don't want to take like huge credit for it.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be like this episode. I thought like there'd be a little bit more drawn, like his dad to get up,
like a slow decline.
Yeah,
or
slow decline, and maybe like random deaths happen or like weird things are happening around with that, and like later on, probably episode 8 or something. But yeah, you got that. We got that taken care of one episode. Bing, bam, boom. They didn't want to have to pay him for three more episodes. So like you lied in bed for 3 episodes or 4 episodes. We gonna get some words out of you in this 5th one, then you get to go.
Let's briefly talk about Frenchie's story. That's kind of like a 4th odd man out. We didn't talk about Frenchie's thing in the last season series. Sorry, last episode. Because we don't care about Frenchie and Colin.
Yeah.
Frenchie's just having a crisis of faith.
Yep.
Doing drugs
In the
open
drugs,
in the office and whatnot. And it culminates in him turning himself.
Yeah.
In.
He finds his old rosary, and him and Starlight during the course of the boys' story end up talking about whether they believe in God and where they stand. He basically comes forward like, yeah, I believe in it all, but I just think I can't be forgiven, essentially.
Yeah, I my prediction next episode is just like some agent of the government is just going to roll in and be like, nah, let's just let this guy go, even though he's confessing to everything. It's like, here's a signed,
or I mean,
order.
what I'm wondering is if I kind of see that, but maybe like, because they are working with the CIA, like maybe they take him to be an asset somewhere else.
Yeah,
they're like, okay, well, we're gonna get Frenchie out, but we're not sending him back to the boys like we wanted to do. Some.
Yeah, but Frenchie's done with that.
Yeah,
we'll see.
We'll see what happens. I don't know if he's done with it. I mean, I think he thinks he's done with it, but I don't know.
V-52 Expo.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on here. They got like an MCU thing going on.
I was gonna say, as we've talked about before, they very much just mirroring, real life, because there is a Disney Expo that they do, like they announce. I love how they were like, yeah, we got phases 4 through 19. And I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Who are the G-Men?
I mean, I think that's just their version of the Avengers. Yeah,
gotcha.
X-Men. Yeah, because they had G-Men World War III with it's a pun on what is it? What is it? Civil War or whatever.
Yeah,
Captain America.
There were a couple of the movies that I cracked up at, like Lord Soldiers, stuff like that. Yeah.
But yeah, so this conference going on. So one thing that I thought was weird is, so this dude, we've seen him a bunch before because he's just a dude on the news in this show. I think he's been around since season 1 even. But this guy Colin, and am I missing something? Like him and the Deep have beef? Like they made them very animostic towards each other.
Well,
and I was just sitting there
because he ran a story that was anti-Deep.
Yeah.
And the Deep was like, okay, I'm going to get you back for that.
Okay. All right. I guess. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, we got Colin and the Deep basically introducing the show. And we get to see that, I mean, it's one of those things with Sage that's interesting. Oh, actually, no. Yeah, because we have Sage and Homelander talking.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is where Sage had a good thing going back before Homelander flipped this new page. But I think she's seeing now that she's like, I'm losing the reins on Homeland. Like for a while, everything was going smoothly. He was looking to her for everything, put her in charge of Vault, and this most recent interaction between the two, she's like, oh crap, something went wrong with my overpowered dummy, and things are getting out of hand. So I'm wondering where that's gonna go. This is kind of all we get to see if it was when they're talking, and then a little bit later when Homelander's talking to everybody. But yeah, it just seems like Sage is just realizing he's slipped the reins.
What did you think of the Black Noir movie Black at It?
Black at It.
Yeah, they were super we're super woke.
Yeah,
which is kind of odd because Homelander's on the MAGA kick.
I mean, they were playing both sides of it. It was weird.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. I liked when they were doing their woke part and their divorce. She's like, yeah, we got 2 black people on an undescribed or undetermined. They got it was like they got the Sage and A-Trade, and then Black Noir with no one knows. But yeah, so yeah, they like I said, just playing off. I think the main thing with the Vault is just we got to see Homelander kind of winning over Ryan.
Yeah, not kind of. I think Ryan's kind of just fully tempted by the dark side.
I think he is, but like I said, I mean, the thing that Ryan wants to do, though, still, he still has his mom in him. Because like he said, when Homelander, basically Homelander decides to give Ryan, he's like, hey, there's no more rules, which that's not how you raise a child, for one. Homelander. That is not how you be a good father. You can't just be their buddy all the time and just do whatever. That's terrible parenting. But anyways, yeah, he's basically like, there's no more rules. You don't, I want you to make your own choices and do what you want. And then he's like, so what do you want to do? And he's like, I want to save people. So like, that's why I'm like, he's leaning, he's winning over, but I think there's still, like I said, his mother's, because like I said, the thing he still wants to do in his mind is be the hero. Homelander's definitely starting to corrupt that. Yeah, but I think there's still a chance.
But it starts with being the hero.
Yeah,
then living long enough to become the villain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's also kind of a subplot of Sage. Yeah. Kind of toying with A-Train. Yeah. Being like, I'm looking for this leak. Yeah. It's like, oh, those files didn't get up and just run away,
So do you think she fully knows that?
Yes. Oh, okay. The Sage, the smartest person on the planet.
The only reason why, so then why is he
because she needs proof.
Him?
She's kind of just messing with him, trying to. Who knows what? Who knoes what 4D chess Sage is playing?
True, that's one thing. Because I'm about to say, I don't think you need proof. Like, all you have to do with a Homelander is be like, he did it, and I feel like Homelander just lasers him in half, or I guess in this scenario, brings you in a room and has everybody beat the crap out of you.
But with the help of Allison,
crap, I had her name,
Nancy.
It's not Nancy.
Ashley.
Yes, Ashley.
That is what, when you take Nancy and Allison, you get Ashley.
Yeah. So they basically, he's like, I need you to help me, and like, I guess he has other information on her, because I was about to say, when he first goes to her and he's like, I'm the traitor and stuff, and she's like, I took a shit in his toilet. I'm like, yeah, that's not equivalent. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't think you could lean on somebody, but apparently he has some other dirt on her. I don't know what.
Oh, I'm sure she's got a lot of dirt.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure she's done a lot behind it, Homelander's back. So I'm just saying, I just don't know what it is.
But she was dating the news anchor guy.
Yep.
And he broke up with her.
Dating's the word for their relationship.
He broke up with her anyway. She decides to frame.
He needs someone with power.
Yeah, frame the news anchor for the leak to get back at him and clear A-Train's name. Yeah. I don't think Sage is buying it, though.
We'll see. I mean, and so we still get to see. So, yes, he frames them, and even though A-Train asked for this and wanted to, be, and that's where, like I said, this is why I think A-Train can be redeemed. I'm not sure if he'll be fully redeemed before this. So, it's just the whole fact, like, even then, you could tell, like, he wasn't happy with watching an innocent man get the shit kicked out of him.
Is he really innocent?
Okay, not in it, but he doesn't deserve to get.
He's innocent. Like Tucker Carlson technically hasn't committed a felony. As far as we know,
like he probably has. I'm surprised.
Everybody's committed a felony. It's like you commit 3 felonies before you get to work in the morning or something like that.
Have I committed a felony?
Who do you even know? How do you even know?
Plenty of misdemeanors.
You don't know all the laws.
I know. I know plenty of misdemeanors I've done. But anyways, but still, he knows that he's being punished for what he did, and you can tell it doesn't rub him right. But like I said, we also get to see, like I said, both Kate and Sam / half or brainwashed Sam are fully on board with Homelander. Basically reveals his plan. He's like, we're going to be the villains. Like, people might hate us, but
we're taking over.
We're
causing destruction to save.
Yeah. That whole, you got sometimes to fix everything, you got to destroy it first to build it back up, sort of thing.
These next few episodes are gonna pop off.
I feel like I feel like this season's ending, like, because like he says when they're like, how will we know? It's like, oh, you'll know. I was like, I feel like whatever the event is, that's going to be how the season ends.
He's going to kill the president. He's going to kill the president. Calling it now.
Yeah, that could be it. Let's talk about the boys' storyline.
Yeah.
So we got basically Butcher and I can't remember what
Joe.
I think it's Joe. Meeting. We get to see once again some more photos from Gen V of just the other kids in prison.
Yep.
But basically, Joe she's like, why don't me and you just handle this? Why don't we'll take this over your teams? And I gotta be honest, I gotta agree with Joe. The team is not performing this season. They are. I'm not trying to put you down, but I don't know if you are.
They've never been the most cohesive group, but they get shit done.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They've never been cohesive or the best covert group, but they got shit done. But this season, I'm not sure they're even getting shit done. Like, that's the problem. It's like they've always been dysfunctional, but they got the job done. Now I'm like, you're just dysfunctional.
No, it is interesting because everything that they've tried to do, from like, going after the VP to trying to blackmail Firecracker and stuff.
Yep.
It's all just failing and blowing up. And they're trying.
They're trying.
But it's all failing.
Just saying. I'm not saying it is all MM. There's definitely a lot of personal struggles going on with everybody in the group.
Yep.
But I'm just saying, ever since MM took over,
I'm with you. I blame MM as well. You got to let Butcher be Butcher.
Mm-hmm. So
we get that at the end.
I was about to say, one of the things MM says a little bit later is like, you're a motherfucker. And I'm like, sometimes you need a motherfucker to get the hard shit done. And MM, you aren't a motherfucker. That's why you can't lead this group.
I didn't notice it in the previous episodes, but I agree with what you said. That actor has lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Like he's half as big.
One of the biggest things still searched, and even now, even though it's been on for a while and been confirmed, people are still talking about it. Like when it first came out, one of the biggest searches when you looked at the boys is, did they recast Mother's Milk? And
no, it's the same actor.
It's the same actor.
He literally lost
50%
of his weight.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
It's insane. But anyway, so basically Joe calls them out and like the boys aren't good. They aren't getting the job done. You guys can't handle it. But Butcher still sticks by them. I really like the line he said. He's like, Joe said, where he's like, yeah, they're decent people, but that's the thing. We're not meant to be around.
Yeah.
Like, these people. I was like, I like that line because like, yeah, you're. And he said Joe and obviously Butcher like these are the kind of guys that they're not living normal lives.
But anyway, we get a brief scene where Butcher goes back and talks to MM.
Yep.
Mother's Milk. And he's like, oh, we need a presidential pardon.
Mm-hmm.
But why? Whatever. We go through some other scenes and stuff. And then we come back to prison.
Yep.
Where Stan Edgar is.
Yep.
When and why did that happen? I don't remember.
So basically,
I thought he just like retired from the
last
board
season,
and rolled
basically
into the sunset.
they basically framed him for all of like Volt's wrongdoing. He was basically the fall man, so Volt could continue on as it is, obviously. And he was basically all the negative stuff and all the corrupt stuff and all the like covert stuff was pinned on Stan. My thing is like, and I mean, she says it's because of his ankle monitor. I was just like, she's the VP. I was like, you can't get a presidential pardon without the VP. I'm not saying you don't need their permission, but they're gonna know about it. So
Not when it's filed. Sure.
I guess, because because I was just like, how are you gonna get Stan out without? Which obviously, like I said, we get to see that you can't. I was like, how are you gonna get Stan out of prison without Victoria knowing?
Also, like, is she the VP now, or is she the VP elect? I thought they were still in the elect phase.
I guess they haven't officially become, because that's the thing.
Like
Because the president was saying
the outgoing president.
The president was saying that as soon as
because I was like, a new president that just
they
started
get into office, she'll kill him. That's the thing.
Because I'm like, a new president who just started that has like an anti-soup agenda can't just pardon the head of Vought.
Yeah.
Out of prison like day one of the presidency. But the outgoing president can.
Yeah. So we get Stan out because basically they need to figure out at one of the things that MM and Butch talked about is that the virus that was being developed. If you haven't watched Gen V already, like we said, go watch Gen V. But the virus to kill soups, Victoria has, which also if you had watched Gen V, you would know this. But anyways, and so they got to figure out where she has it. And Stan takes them to his farm home that he doesn't even use. Doesn't
in
even
upstate New York or something.
Yep. Yeah. And just from the get go, the doors open. There's bloody handprints. Like something's gone down here. It wasn't what I thought. I thought we were gonna find like Black Noir or something, but no, that's not what we get. Is they get to the lab, bunch of more blood. There's a rabbit on V that Butcher feels compassion for.
Mr. Fuzzy Buzzy. I love Mr. Fuzzy Buzzy. I thought he was gonna laser down some people.
Yeah.
Like it was gonna be an angry rabbit. I didn't expect the other farm animals that happened later. But apparently a hamster is the cause of this, and we've seen souped up hamster before. But I love Frenchie. He's like, no, you shouldn't have done that.
That was your mistake right there. V'd up hamster. That's your mistake. Right.
By the way, speaking of like security protocols and stuff, what I didn't notice before is that the office where the boys are stationed out of is an old bank and has a bank vault with a vault door. I'm like, oh, that's gonna come up later where they're gonna try and hide from a soup in there.
Yeah. But so they basically, like I said, things start. They don't find anyone alive at first on the farm, and then they start running into the souped up animals. I like the.
Well, first of all, Butcher.
Oh yeah.
I get pulling out the needle that says temp V, but don't just let the rabbit loose.
Yeah, he just lets the rabbit loose and stuff, which we get to see the rabbit later, which I want to ask you what you think about it.
I don't know what to think. I mean, clearly
yeah.
Butcher understands that Butcher is taking a bunch of temp V.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know what this Cthulian monster is.
Yeah, that
in
comes
the rabbit.
busting out of the rabbit. I was like, is that what's in? I mean, we've been seeing something squirming
it's
around.
Gotta be what's in Butcher. And what does that mean?
Yeah. But anyways, Victoria shows up, and they actually agree to a truce. And I'm like, how would this? Like, they bring it up a little bit later. I was like, how does this truce play out once they find someone with the virus?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like I said, I guess Stan was just trying to keep everyone alive for the time being. Didn't want heads to start exploding, including his own. But still, they agree to group up to try and find the scientist. I can't remember his name all of a sudden. Samir, yeah. To try and find Samir and figure out what's going on. They run into some souped up chickens that were bulletproof. Because I just love the scene where they're all standing around shooting them with guns. And the chicken just...
what? Yeah, why were... because the temp V leaked into the ground.
Yeah, into the groundwater.
I'm like, well, then the world's just over.
Yeah.
There's going to be insects.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So many animals.
Yeah.
Like, not just like the regular farm animals.
But the wild
scary
animals.
Enough, but the wild animals.
Hawk
birds.
comes in and eats a rabbit. And
all we need is an American bald eagle with laser eyes flying around the skies.
Hey, a lot of people would love American bald eagle.
I mean, look,
eyes.
Firecracker would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
America.
That'd be her bird. Yeah. Peacemaker, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, so we got the chickens, which apparently didn't have enough super. Both the chicken and the sheep seems to be stronger than normal, but not enough super strength to break through a barn door.
Yeah, I thought that was odd. I also didn't understand the sheep. I understood that, like, okay, you've got powers.
Yeah.
Like your super strength, maybe you have laser eyes, you can fly.
But why
did you become
violent and eating everything?
Yeah, I mean, a goat, I would be like, goat will eat anything.
Yeah.
But like a sheep's not going to eat a person.
No, not for no reason. Yeah.
They're herbivores.
We get to see a souped up bull.
No, not herbivores, vegetarians.
That's
herbivore.
That's a herbivore. Yeah.
Oh, we got two names for it.
A herbivore, because you don't usually call humans herbivores.
Why not?
Vegetarian is for humans. Herbivores for animals.
Fair enough.
Just like what is it? Because it's herbivores, omnivores, which is what humans are technically.
We don't have sharp teeth. We have grinding plant teeth, even though we can't.
What is the other
carnivore?
Carnivore. There we go. All right. Hey man, there it is. Yeah. Anyways, so we got to see a souped up bull, but never had to see what it was going to do.
Yeah, I wanted that bull to
was like, here we go.
Rush it, like,
I wanted to
have
super speed. Yeah, that's what I was really hoping for, but we never got to see because that's when the sheep show up. But we finally find...
Wait, what would have been the funniest one? Like teleport? Like he was getting ready to just charge and then teleported?
Yeah.
Or something?
Yeah.
Or turned invisible and he just like, where's the bull? And he just started seeing fencing like explode. Like
yeah, some of the bodyguard characters who were literally just there to die. But anyways, getting just blasted through the air and you can't see them.
Or just reared up and had like a giant member. And everyone was like, no.
Anyway. But yeah, so they find Samir in a barn, and he has one dose of the virus left. And
why only one? Where are the rest of them?
I don't know. They somehow lost him. And they basically come to the conclusion. He also has his dead friend there. But they come to the conclusion that to get rid of the sheep, they're gonna put the virus in the dead dude, and the sheep are going to eat it.
So, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Why didn't Victoria just explode all the bad animals?
That's a great question. That's one thing I was wondering a lot. I was like, animals have blood.
Yeah.
Like,
didn't she exploded another animal earlier?
Yes, he blew up one of the chickens when it was going to kill Stan. Yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering if is there a limit to her power and how much she can do at once, and maybe overtax herself?
She blew up half of Congress or something.
That is true. But how much does it take out
I'm sure there's some energy.
I mean, here's the thing. Well, this is what I'm thinking. The reason why I'm
also, how is the VP elect just chilling on this? I mean, she brought 2 agents that are down. I'm like, no. There's so many questions.
Yeah. But what I was gonna say is so see, like you said, she did kill half of Congress, but she did that in safety. In the sense of no one was around who would kill her.
Oh yeah,
so
not in a high tense situation.
And but what I'm saying is maybe that the more she does, maybe it weakens her more and makes her vulnerable. So when she killed all of Congress, there was no one trying enemy nearby who could harm her. Where Butcher's right there. If he sees you're, suddenly weakened from blowing up a bunch of sheep heads or blowing up a bunch of sheep.
But there's no weakened force. She could take a bullet like
I mean,
half
Starlight
inch
might
from
be
the
able
brain.
to mess her up. They do got
I didn't
chemical
understand why Starlight's powers were gone. Was that because she was too far away from electricity?
I think it's either
or a mental block.
I think it's a mental block.
Okay.
I think after basically she let loose on Firecracker and ruined everything that she had built, she just suddenly doesn't have faith in her own powers.
It did feel good when Starlight punched Victoria, though.
Yeah. It was nice. But so they do their plan. The sheep die. And the chaos, though, of it all, Samir disappears.
Yep.
And all they find is his leg. And my only problem with this is his leg is cleanly cut off.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
I like, that's not convincing.
That's not how
it
a
needs
sheep,
to be chewed
that's
up.
That's not how a sheep rips off
and
a
so
leg.
that was my big thing. Like, from that, as soon as they showed that leg, I was like, that's a clean cut. So...
Yeah.
Sheep don't use
how
knives.
did Butcher make that cut?
I was like, how, when? I mean, like I said, I guess they just want us to believe that in the chaos, Butcher was able to do it all.
Yeah.
But then we kind of get the two closing scenes that are both very interesting. One is we get to see, as we already alluded to, Butcher has Samir. Yep. Him and Joe, he's going back to Joe. Like, you're right. We got to do it's just me and you. But he's telling Samir, you're going to make us some more of that virus. And another interesting thing is Stan. So because Stan didn't get him any virus, recants on his pardon. He's going back to prison. His driver starts having a bloody nose, and his head explodes. And Victoria comes to get Stan.
I thought Victoria was going to explode his head, but it's a father-daughter situation.
Yeah, they were. I mean, you saw in this episode, even though they both have betrayed each other, that both of them seem to they still.
I feel like there's such corporate bosses that there's respect there.
Yeah.
I
mean, that's one thing he says when Butcher's trying to get him out of prison. He's like, she betrayed you. He's like, she did what I trained her to do. I'm like, yeah. He's like,
I'm so proud.
He's not sentimental and that. He's like, no, that's what I would have done.
My closing statement is I thought the sinister look from Butcher was a little much. I didn't like the delivery of it. It was a little too comic booky. Not subtle enough.
Yeah.
Next episode's gonna pop off.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I want to see more dumb Sage.
Yeah.
I like dumb Sage in the deep. That's a good story.
Yeah, that's a good story.
Cut out Frenchie and Colin.
Yeah.
I need dumb Sage in the deep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, what happened to the octopus? I need that breakup scene.
I mean, we did hear from Colin earlier, and him and Deep are trading in barbs. He's like, I know about your, I forget what he said, his 8-legged hand job or whatever, something like that. Hid in your closet. I can drop a piece. And so last thing, actually, this is circle back to the vault story, is just the interesting group we had at the end there of Homelander and then what's is the 7 right now. But like I said, we had the 2 students, or the 2 from Gen V, and then also we had Tech Knight. Also,
love Tech Knight,
and I'm just like, it's interesting coming together. I'm wondering what. So
because Tech Knight and Sage were talking, and then she had the little cutesy flowery journal that they were going through together, and Tech Knight was like, oh
yeah. So Tech Knight in the comics is kind of he's like the Batman of the boys. Uses he has powers but nowhere near on the scale of everyone else. He uses technology too.
Oh, he's like a member of the boys?
No, he's not a member of the boys. He's on the vault side. He's very much but he has some powers, but way less than everybody else, so he uses technology to make up for that. But one thing that we've kind of established in this, and I'm wondering even thinking about Sage, is it seems like if you got some V in you and you're a soup, you at least have a baseline of some amount of durability and some amount of super strength. We haven't seen Sage do anything and I don't think Sage could I don't think Sage could even take the deep in a fist fight. But I bet she can go toe to toe with normal humans easily enough. And same with
I don't know. I don't think the Sage has any super strength or super durability.
I feel like this seems to be the default for everybody though. It seems
not
everybody all of them.
There's a few that don't.
I can't think of anybody.
Not a lot, but there's a few.
Okay, all right. I feel Firecracker obviously has some sort of heal regen because he's perfectly fine this season when Starlight welled on her.
Most of them do. Most of them do, but we've seen a few that don't.
Okay. All right.
I mean, there's interestingly enough the one from Gen V that has like the male and female persona, and like when they're in one, they're vulnerable, and the other one they have super strength but not invulnerable.
Well, no. When they're male, they're invulnerable and super strong. When they're female, they have like heightened reflexes and speed, and like,
interesting.
That's why they fight in the female form, because like they're way more faster and like they seem to have like probably a speed enhancement or something. They're faster and more agile, and then they switch to the male form to like take hits or whatever. But yeah, interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens with those characters in the next season, Gen V, or maybe.
Yeah, we're gonna see more of them.
Yeah, I'll say we might see
at least those two.
Yeah, for sure, those two we're gonna see.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's it.
As always, you can find us on our website, watchinitpod.com. There you can find links to our social media and to email us, watchinitpodcast@gmail.com. Donnell, what else did they do?
Well, I mean, we only got 3 episodes left, man. It's crazy, but we are almost done with The Boys.
Well, we got Snowpiercer.
That's what to say. But we got Snowpiercer. If you haven't watched Snowpiercer,
season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And then forgive us if you watch season 3.
Yeah. It's one of those things. If you're going to watch season 1 and 2, and that's going to make you want to watch season 3, even if you hear us tell you it's bad, you're going to watch it. So you can't blame us for that. Especially if you're going to want to also cover or listen to season 4 with us. So, you can't hold it against us, but we've warned you.
Season 1 and 2 really good.
Oh, 1 and 2 are fantastic.
Season 3, I don't know what happened.
I don't know.
COVID.
You have any hope that season 4 might get back to a 1 and 2 status?
I mean, I don't know. Just the fact that they dropped it so readily.
Yeah.
Does not give me high hopes.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
And it was made 3 years ago during the bad times. So it's not necessarily if it was made this year, I'd be like, okay, maybe they returned to form.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. But anyways, that's what you got to look forward to.
On the same train.
Yeah, sorry. The same train. Anyways, give me likes, reviews, 5 stars. Thanks so much for listening. Bye.